What if I told you that the universe isn't silent? That it speaks to you every single day, but in a language that almost no one was ever taught to understand? It doesn't happen through flashy miracles, nor with lightning bolts in the sky or mystical voices. Instead, it happens through tiny signs, coincidences that get under your skin, glances that meet at the exact right moment, phrases you overhear by chance, and gut feelings that show up uninvited and that you just can't explain. Often, before something extraordinary breaks through into your life, reality begins to whisper. It doesn't do it by shouting. It does it with a cruel delicacy, a recurring detail, a number that insists on appearing, a sense that something is shifting behind the scenes of your daily life. It's as if existence itself were rehearsing a major scene before showing it to you. As if life, in silence, were trying to prep you, to warn you, to tell you, something is about to change, and you're not ready, but you need to be. Carl Jung, one of the great surgeons of the human psyche, didn't believe in empty coincidences. He spoke of synchronicity, when the inner world and the outer world seem to align to send a message. For Jung, when certain patterns start repeating in your life, it isn't random. It's direction. It's a nudge. It's the unconscious, yours and the collective, conspiring to lead you to a place you don't quite understand yet. Inside that vision lies an uncomfortable and powerful truth. When you are even somewhat aligned with your purpose, the universe doesn't stay neutral. It moves. It pushes you. It throws tests, signs, losses, and encounters your way. These aren't isolated events. They are pieces of the same code, fragments of a map being drawn right in front of you. Sometimes it comes as an inexplicable feeling, other times as a recurring dream that insists on coming back. A door that slams shut abruptly, only to force you to look at the other door you never would have had the nerve to open. A person who appears out of the blue and changes the course of your story. Everything you call how weird, what a coincidence, how crazy, is usually exactly the opposite. It's too precise to be a coincidence. In this video, I'm going to show you 5 signs that the universe is about to hand over something big. Based on Jung's perspective, these are signs you've probably felt many times, but hadn't yet read as messages. The idea isn't to romanticize life, it's to teach you how to read it. Because when you learn to crack these codes, you stop walking blind and start moving forward with a strange calm. Not because everything is fine, but because you know you're on the right track, even if it hurts. So if you're willing to acknowledge the signs the universe is already sending, and to make room for something that might mess up your life just to put it in its right place, stay with me until the end, because what's coming can change everything. And if you're watching this video, the signs probably started a long time ago. Before we dive into the first sign, take a quick second to think, have you noticed any strange patterns in your life lately? If you're ready to start decoding these messages, hit that like button and subscribe. It tells the algorithm that this kind of content matters, and it helps you stay tuned for the rest of this journey. You feel a deep restlessness for no apparent reason. The first sign that the universe is preparing something big doesn't arrive as joy, but as discomfort. You wake up in the morning with the feeling that something is off, but you don't know what. It's not your usual anxiety. It's not a specific fear. It's not worry over a particular situation. It's as if your life, as it is, has become too small on the inside, even if everything looks the same on the outside. It's that silent feeling of, I can't keep living like this, but I don't know what to do differently either. Jung called this the movement of the unconscious. That moment when something deep inside you begins to stir, as if an ancient part of your soul were knocking on the door and saying, this isn't enough anymore. This isn't you anymore. That restlessness isn't a glitch in the system, it's a message. It's the first nudge. It's life shaking you out of autopilot. Most people try to numb that feeling. They work more, they distract themselves more, they fill themselves with noise. They consume anything that covers the void. Why? Because that restlessness threatens the shaky comfort they've built. But the truth is simple and brutal. That discomfort is the warning that an old version of you is dying, even if you still want to hang on to it. It could be a job that no longer makes sense but gives you security, a relationship that isn't killing you but isn't making you feel alive either, a city where you move on autopilot but no longer represents you, or simply a life in repeat mode, where every day is a version of the same day. When it's time to grow, the universe doesn't offer you pillows. It pushes you to the edge. It strips off your disguises. It makes you uncomfortable until something inside you says, enough. And along with that restlessness, a strange will to change everything usually appears. Sudden urges to disappear for a while, to travel alone, to study something that has nothing to do with what you do today, to meet new people, to reclaim dreams you had buried because they seemed ridiculous or impractical. That isn't madness, it's recalibration. Before handing you something different on the outside, the universe starts to clear out space on the inside. Jung said the unconscious speaks through sensations, dreams, and impulses that seem irrational. And in this first sign, that is exactly what happens. You start dreaming more. You have sudden, almost uncomfortable intuitions. You feel like you have to pay attention to details you used to ignore completely. An invisible force seems to be pushing you forward, even though you still have no idea where to. If you're feeling that restlessness right now, it doesn't mean you're lost. It means you're being redirected. The universe is clearing space inside you so that something new can enter. And the more you resist, the more it hurts. The more you try to cling to what's familiar, the more life shows you by force that the familiar is no longer enough. The key isn't to understand everything. The key is not to betray yourself, to accept the discomfort as part of the process and allow yourself to listen to that unease instead of silencing it. That strange feeling, that restlessness you can't quite name, isn't a sign that you're confused. It's the evidence that something extraordinary is coming, and your soul already knows it before your mind does. You're not confused. You're getting ready.
Number 2, impossible coincidences start happening in your life. The second sign that the universe is preparing something big for you is when reality starts playing a haunting game with you. Coincidences stop feeling like coincidences. You think of someone, and minutes later their name pops up on your screen. You need an answer, and a book falls open to the exact page that answers what you were silently asking. You mentioned a wish almost in jest, and an unlikely opportunity appears the next day, as if someone had been listening to every word. At first, you laugh it off. You say, how weird, how crazy, what a coincidence. But over time, it starts to get to you, because it's not happening once a month anymore. It's happening 2-3 times in the same week, and the pattern becomes too precise to keep calling it luck. It was exactly this kind of phenomenon that Jung studied obsessively, eventually giving it a name: synchronicity. To him, synchronicity is that moment when external events align perfectly with your internal state, as if the world were responding to something you didn't say out loud, but that you did think or feel. It's not cheap magic, it's not superficial superstition, it's the visible part of an invisible machinery. It's the universe showing you that it's adjusting the board around you. When you enter a certain level of internal alignment, the pieces start to fall into place with eerie precision. Your energy settles, your intention becomes clearer, and without realizing it, you start emitting a different frequency. And then the world responds. You stop forcing things. You stop trying to control every outcome. You stop believing you have to do it all alone. And exactly at that point, things begin to flow in a way your mind calls magical, but your soul recognizes as coherent. The right people show up at the exact right time. Opportunities arise without you desperately searching for them. Solutions arrive at the 11th hour just when you are about to give up. Many of these synchronicities disguise themselves as insignificant details, a number that repeats until you're tired of seeing it, a song that always plays at key moments, a phrase you hear from different people on consecutive days, a dream that the next day seems to blend with reality.
From the outside, it looks like a game of chance. From the inside, when you pay attention, you understand they are coded messages. They are little lights on the path telling you, keep going. This is the way. The mistake many make is trying to kill these signs with too much logic. They say, it doesn't mean anything, it's just the mind, it's pure coincidence. Unchecked rationality becomes a shield against everything it can't measure. And with that, it also becomes a shield against depth. Jung knew that the unconscious speaks another language. It doesn't use direct sentences, it uses symbols. It doesn't argue, it hints. It doesn't reason, it shows. Synchronicities are part of that subtle, almost secret language that can only be picked up by someone willing to feel, not just understand. When you start noticing these kinds of impossible coincidences, the worst thing you can do is try to force them or turn them into a game of control. If I think this, then that will happen. It doesn't work like that. Synchronicity doesn't answer to anxiety. It answers to openness. The more you surrender, the more they appear. The more you doubt everything, the more they hide. It's almost as if the universe were testing your ability to trust the invisible before handing you the visible. If you're living through this phase where patterns repeat in an almost absurd way, don't ignore it. Start keeping track of what's happening. Write it down. Observe, connect the dots, because those impossible coincidences are breadcrumbs in the forest of your life. They aren't the final destination, but they show you the direction. They are the silent confirmation that you aren't walking alone, that there is an invisible intelligence moving pieces you didn't even know existed, setting the stage for something that was always yours, but that you are finally starting to be ready for. And just when reality seems to start aligning in your favor, life does something that hurts. It starts taking things away. People and situations start drifting away naturally. The third sign that the universe is preparing something big for you isn't pretty, it isn't comfortable, and it's almost never sweet. People and situations begin to peel off from your life without you pushing them. There's no big fight, no dramatic ending. Something just cools off. Conversations that used to flow now feel forced. Messages you used to reply to instantly are now left unread, and you don't even know why. That friendship that seemed unbreakable fades away. That stable job starts to feel like an elegant cage. Those places where you felt at home lose their shine and become empty backdrops. And the most interesting part is that it isn't you planning an escape. It's as if life were reorganizing your social map without asking for your permission. Jung understood that every real process of transformation demands one thing that the ego dreads: symbolic death. Something has to die so that something can be born. For the new to come in, the old needs to go out. And often, since you don't have the courage to close certain doors, the universe does it for you. It's not cruelty, it's spiritual hygiene. It's not loss, it's preparation. What leaves your life in these cycles doesn't leave to punish you. It leaves because it has already served its purpose. It was a teacher, it was training, it was a mirror, and now it needs to step back so you can keep moving forward. The mind, however, resists. It clings to the familiar, even when it hurts. It looks back with nostalgia, with fear, with that feeling of, what if I never find anything like this again? But there is a silent law that life follows to the letter. Nothing that is truly yours is ever lost. What is lost is what was simply occupying a space that no longer belongs to it. That's why when these moments of separation arrive, many people spiral into desperation. They try to revive relationships, rebuild what's already broken, force encounters that have stopped making sense.
The more they insist, the more life shows them they are rowing against the current, because they are confusing attachment with love, habit with destiny, comfort with purpose. The universe is trying to bring in something new, but your hands are still gripped on to what has already ended, and you can't receive with full hands. For the new to approach, you need to do something the ego hates: let go. Let go of ideas, let go of people, let go of old versions of yourself. This sign also manifests when you find yourself with less and less patience for the superficial. Empty conversations tire you, toxic environments drain you, relationships based on appearances become unbearable. It's not that you think you're better than anyone else. It's not arrogance. It's that you've changed frequencies, and when you change frequencies, certain connections no longer have a place to fit. You're becoming more authentic, less willing to betray yourself just to fit in, and naturally, those who don't resonate with that authenticity begin to fall behind, like old chapters of a book you've already finished reading. Jung spoke of the dark night of the soul, that period where it seems everything is falling apart, but in reality, what's happening is a restructuring on another level. This silent drifting is part of that night. At first glance, it looks like loneliness, emptiness, loss, but on a deeper plane, it is a sacred withdrawal, a necessary pulling back so that you can be reborn differently. It's the moment when life turns off the noise around you, so that, finally, you can hear what comes next. It's the universe giving you something that humans almost never give themselves: time and space. Time to untie internal knots, space to find yourself again, without masks, without noise, without interference. When people and situations leave, it's not because life has turned against you. It's because, in silence, it is creating the void necessary for what comes next. If you're going through this now, resist the temptation to force things. Don't chase after what's already on its way out. Don't beg for doors that are closing. Let go of what needs to go, not because it doesn't hurt, but because holding on hurts more. Trust in something the mind can't stand to accept. The universe knows what it's doing long before you understand it. The right people don't get lost, they stay. And if they leave, they return when both of your internal clocks align again. The opportunities that are truly yours do not run out. They appear when you are awake enough not to sabotage them. Everything that's peeling away from your life today, as hard as it is to admit, isn't abandoning you. It's liberating you, freeing your hands, your energy, your internal space for something infinitely greater and truer than what you are leaving behind. And it is precisely when the stage is cleared that the next sign emerges.
The fourth sign that the universe is preparing something big for you doesn't come as a conquest, but as a retreat. Suddenly, a deep, almost desperate need to be alone arises. It's not about drama or victimhood or a nameless sadness. It's not depression. It's not a "I'm pulling away because I'm doing bad" kind of thing. It's something much more silent and powerful, an internal call to step out of the noise and into the silence. You no longer have the energy for social events out of obligation. Superficial conversations drain you. You're tired of having to explain what you're feeling to people who only want to understand you through logic. You need to be with yourself. You need to close the door. You need a space where no one demands a smile, a quick answer, or an edited version of you. Jung called this the process of individuation, that critical point where you need to disconnect from the world to reconnect with your essence. It's not an escape, it's an immersion, a descent into the depths where true transformation is cooked in silence. That withdrawal isn't weakness, it's the wisdom of the unconscious saying, enough distractions, now we do the real work. It's as if your soul were going through a structural renovation. Internal walls are being torn down and rebuilt, and for that work to happen, the doors must remain closed for a while. From the outside, many won't understand. Friends will think you're being distant. Family will believe something is wrong with you. Partners will feel like you're pushing them away. But the truth is, you aren't running away from anyone. You're going to meet the hardest person to face, yourself. In that period of solitude, brutal things start to happen inside. You begin to question beliefs you carried as absolute truths. You see patterns of behavior you repeated for years that suddenly reveal themselves as absurd. You acknowledge wounds you had masked with productivity, humor, or superficial spirituality. You identify authentic desires that were buried under other people's expectations. It is a time of demolition and reconstruction, a kind of internal death where you shed old versions of yourself to allow something more honest, more naked, more real to appear. Jung believed that the greatest treasures of the psyche are not on the surface, but in the depths of the unconscious, and you only get there when you stop looking for answers outside, in people, titles, validations, and start looking inward. This moment of solitude is exactly that, a mandatory pause the universe imposes so you can descend into your deepest layers and find what you were always looking for in all the wrong places. It isn't punishment, it's preparation. It isn't abandonment, it's a prelude to rebirth. Many run from this sign because they fear the silence. They fear what might emerge when distractions vanish. They fear discovering that the life they built looks nothing like who they truly are. So they fill their schedules, accept every invitation, take refuge in empty relationships, in shows, in consumption, in noise. But the more they escape, the more life insists, because without that inner immersion, you remain an incomplete version of yourself. If you're feeling this urgent need for solitude, don't betray it. Honor that call. Cancel what doesn't resonate. Learn to say no without apologizing. Set aside sacred time just for you. Read, write, meditate, walk alone. Sit with the uncomfortable silence until it stops being an enemy and becomes a mirror. This is the moment when you are being molded, sharpened, refined for something so big it doesn't fit in your old self. And that renewal doesn't happen in the middle of the noise, it happens in the stillness. And when you surrender to that stillness, the universe finds another door to speak with you, your dreams.
You begin to have vivid and recurring dreams. The fifth sign that the universe is preparing something big for you appears when your nights stop being just about rest and become messages. Your dreams become intense, dense, loaded with symbols that haunt you even after you wake up. You wake up with the feeling of having lived another life while you slept, with images so sharp you could almost touch them. Certain settings, certain people, certain situations start to repeat. The details change, but the core of the dream feels the same, as if someone were trying to tell you something important in a language you haven't mastered yet. Jung dedicated a huge part of his life to studying dreams because he considered them the royal road to the unconscious. To him, dreaming isn't just processing what happened during the day. It's entering a deeper dimension where truths are hidden, truths that your waking mind doesn't want, can't, or doesn't know how to see. When the universe is preparing something big, your unconscious kicks into high gear during sleep.
It organizes, reorders, rehearses, warns you, and guides you through symbols, archetypes, and seemingly absurd scenes. You dream of places you've never visited, but that feel like home, of unknown faces that nevertheless speak to you with an eerie familiarity, of situations impossible in reality, but loaded with a meaning that stays with you all day. You fly, you cross portals, you face threatening figures, you receive strange objects, you enter secret rooms, you open doors that lead to landscapes that don't exist in this world. None of that is just a dream. Every element is a piece of an encrypted message that your psyche is trying to send you. Often, within those dreams, answers appear to questions you didn't even know you were asking, and you wake up with a sudden clarity about a difficult decision, a clarity that didn't come from advice or a book or a conversation, but from a much deeper and more honest place within you. The universe isn't just throwing random events at you, it's inviting you to a conversation. If you are experiencing these dreams, this silence, and these impossible coincidences, stop fighting them. Stop trying to explain them away with logic. Instead, start asking, what is this trying to show me? The shift you've been waiting for is already in motion. Your only job now is to stay awake, stay open, and trust the process, even when it feels like everything is falling apart. Because remember, a star can't be born without a nebula collapsing first. If this message resonated with you, let me know in the comments. Have you noticed any of these signs? Share your experience. Sometimes putting it into words is the first step towards cracking the code. And if you're ready to stop flying blind and start navigating your life with purpose, hit the like button and subscribe. Don't miss the next video where we'll dive even deeper into the language of the universe. The signs have already begun. Are you ready to listen?